Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans. But, of course, we reach the world every day. You can make sure that you follow us online at WBOK1230am.com if you're ever not near your radio. And if you want to become a part of the Good Life Radio Show, make sure you give us a call at 504-400-7127. You hear all these businesses doing great things. You hear all of these events and everything that's going on. If you would like to showcase your business or event on The Good Life, make sure you give us a call at 504-400-7127 because that is The Good Life. And I am back with the ladies. We have Cindy to my left, and we have a very special guest. Yes, I said guest.
Yes, exactly.
Rachel Van Voorhees is back, and she is to our right.
I deserve it.
No, I'm excited to have you back.
Good.
I know. She's like all like tanned and like rosy cheeks, but I mean like rosy cheeks. Like, you know,
I'll never catch up with you guys.
No, she had like the rosy cheeks and stuff. I know.
Relaxed.
You do.
You think? I've had some interesting adventures.
Tell us. Since you've
catch
been
us
gone.
up.
Since you've been gone. Okay, tell us what happened.
So, you know, I mentioned just when I was leaving, you know, I play at this incredible music festival in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's where Yellowstone National Park starts. And it's the greatest, most beautiful place in America, I think. It's a very high-pressure job, so it wasn't a vacation. It wasn't a vacay, but it was an amazing thing. And the other musicians are from all the big orchestras from around the country and some from around the world. So, you know, it's just incredibly, it's an honor to work with them, and it's always so enriching.
I
so
thought
that
you were
was
just on
great.
vacation.
No, I really didn't. But I want to tell you what I did.
So
I came
cool.
home, and then I want to tell you what I did this past weekend, which
What
is
did you
so
do?
moving. So my husband's college roommate passed away a couple of years ago, sadly, and he had two daughters, and the younger one is this just delightful, bubbly, outgoing, joie de vivre, you know, kind of a gal, you know. And she has a 4-year-old child, and she had just had a newborn baby. She's 32 years old, and she got sepsis. She thought she had the flu. It's an infection of your blood.
Wow.
She caught somehow. They don't know how she got it. And they had to put her in an induced coma, and they brought her out of the coma to inform her that her choice was that she was going to die right then and there, or they had to amputate all of her limbs.
Oh, my gosh.
And that was her choice. That was her only choice. So this brave young woman opted to have her limbs amputated. And this past weekend, they live in Atlanta, and she's the biggest, like, Georgia Bulldog fan. Like, she's just really outgoing, fun gal. Anyway, they had a fundraiser. Her friends got together, and in just a few weeks, they put on this fundraiser that rivaled the greatest fundraiser any of us have ever been to. And it was at this the Sweetwater Brewing Company, and every single vendor, every band, every food person, you know, every auction item, everything, a car dealership donated a complete van to her. The outpouring there, so they sold these tickets. They had, the place could hold 400, and they sold out so fast that they asked the fire marshal to let them use other parts of the building, and it sold out again. So there were 650 people with a waiting list a mile long, just of nice people who just wanted to help this young woman. And she was there, and I mean, she has the spirit of an angel. She's just amazing. So now
and with
she's
two young children.
So they posted pictures online, like she can crawl on the floor because I think she still has her knees and stuff with her little baby.
She already had the amputation already?
She has already had the amputation. Yeah, because, I mean, it was
bad
or she wasn't going to be here. And now she's waiting to be fitted for artificial arms and hands. And they were explaining to me how they attach these things to your limbs with weights because the artificial limbs are so heavy that you have to get in training to be able to support the mechanisms.
That physical therapy.
And then after she, I guess, gets acclimated with all that, they'll eventually start the process of giving her prosthetic legs. Anyway, when I tell you, I can barely tell y'all without bringing tears to my eyes. I don't know whether the tears are for my admiration for this young woman who is probably the bravest person I've ever been privy to know or had the honor to even know a little bit, or the sadness of this extraordinary young person being faced with this decision. So anyway, so we went over to Atlanta and we participated, and saw everybody, and it was just extraordinary to see this fundraiser. You just couldn't have believed it.
But how everyone can come together.
Yeah, it was just
when there's a time of need.
It was amazing.
And her incredible strength.
So that's what I did this past weekend. So I have to say I really have missed y'all, but I have been on 2 good missions. So
now everything that was going on in Hot Topics in the world just seems so minuscule.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to thank God for my blessings in my bag of
Me too.
problems.
Exactly. That's exactly. And if you would just see her, she's got a great attitude. She's not once complained. She's not once, been, in a bad place emotionally. And you can
And if
only
she can be
imagine.
grateful,
Oh my
all
God.
you listeners, you can find something to be grateful
Well,
for.
she just
I got
said,
nothing
I
to
would rather
complain.
be alive and watch my
Yeah.
children grow up than the alternative. So that was her
Oh,
attitude. There was
my goodness.
no choice in her mind. It wasn't. And she tells everyone, I want anyone feeling sorry for me. This is my new normal, and I'm going to learn to do all this, and I don't want anyone feeling bad for me. That's her attitude. It's just
That is amazing.
yeah. So I
How
couldn't
many
wait
of us
to share
could-
that. Right.
How many of us could make that decision instantaneously like that
Right away.
and then come out with a grateful attitude?
Yeah.
Completely. So it was beyond inspiring, obviously. So I just wanted to share
Well,
that
you've
with
had
her.
all kind of inspiring things go on. No wonder she came in the studio looking all rosy
Exactly.
and cheery. I guess so. And you're still doing some other things today.
Oh, yeah, I was going to just mention to
No,
everybody.
please
here-
mention it because I'm going to
Yeah.
give some information after you do.
Oh, good. So, obviously, our listeners know her, and if you don't know, I'm the harpist with the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. And
Support the orchestra.
And so many orchestras around the country were overwhelmingly kind and generous to the members of our orchestra when Katrina hit. And so we're having a fundraiser for Baton Rouge this evening, and it's an all-star lineup of these great singers and musicians from the orchestra in a concert at the Mahalia Jackson at 7:30. So if you're looking for something to do tonight, or if you're just looking to, what do they say, pay back a little, pay forward, then come
Yes.
on by. It's going to be a great concert. And
Everybody wants to come see you and support.
well, if you come, please come up and say hi. It always looks so much more intimidating than it is. Just come walk on up to the stage and just say, "Get Rachel."
I hear
you know.
you on the Good Life, Rachel.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it.
And since we were talking about the flood victims, I wanted to make sure that we give, information to help our flood victims, because we know, like during Katrina, how, we felt forgotten, and we don't ever want them to feel forgotten. So take down this information for FEMA. It is disasterassistance.gov. Go online, disasterassistance.gov. For volunteer opportunities, please remember this website, anyone. VolunteerLouisiana.gov. Louisiana is spelled out. VolunteerLouisiana.gov. We all know what it was like during that time of need to have someone volunteer and help us with gutting homes, rebuilding, and things like that. There are a lot of elderly who need help, so VolunteerLouisiana.gov. Give some of your time. The National Flood Insurance Program, I know lots of people need this information right now. It's FloodSmart.gov. FloodSmart.gov. Please make sure you pass on that information to anyone who needed it, because there were a lot of people who are affected, who are in zones that did not need flood insurance.
Right.
So make sure you give them this number, FloodSmart.gov, and then of course the DSNAP program with needing any food, DCFS. That's 4 letters. DCFS.Louisiana.gov. Again, DCFS.Louisiana.gov. And there are a lot of nonprofit organizations who are helping as well. The American Red Cross, they are taking donations. You can actually do it through your phone. Text LA Floods to 90999. LA Floods to 90999 to donate take that back, 5 times 2, $10. LA Floods to 90999 to donate $10. You can do that right now from your phones. LA Floods 90999 to donate $10. The United Way is also helping. the victims of the flood. So if you'd like to make a monetary donation or anything like that, please go to United Way SELA, Southeast Louisiana, United Way Southeast Louisiana.org /flood, but I'm sure you can just find it. Louisiana, United Way SELA.org. And of course, the Second Harvest Food Bank, please support them. no-hunger.org, because they lost their entire facility in Baton Rouge. So we need to help. They couldn't even help, unfortunately, themselves.
Yeah.
So they need to obviously restock that to be able to help all of the victims of the flood in the area. So that a Second Harvest Food Bank, y'all, think about how much it takes to feed all of the victims, and there are people who still don't have homes, and there are a lot of it really hit the renters the hardest, because a lot of the property owners may not be coming back. And I was actually looking at an apartment building that totally decided that they were shutting down for 3 months. They said everybody had to move out.
Oh my gosh!
Even the people who were on the higher floors. So you have a whole, community of people who now don't have homes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, the City of New Orleans has a Pay It Forward. That's GNOF.org, NOLA /NOLA, Pay It Forward. City of New Orleans, I'm sure you can go online. And last but not least, the Salvation Army. We forget, but there's so many people who just need something clean to wear, who just need something new. You have all of these children who are going back to school, and they lost everything that they just bought.
Correct.
So the Salvation Army, SalvationArmyALM.org, SalvationArmyALM.org, because that is the good life, and we don't leave anyone behind.
Yeah, the real estate board has sent out lots of notices asking, because I'm a realtor,
yes.
If we know of apartments in New Orleans, because I guess a lot of people from Baton Rouge are coming our way because they can't find places there. And I don't ordinarily give out my cell number, but we do have some apartments if somebody is from Baton Rouge and is in need. So that number is 909-3756. So if you know somebody who's...
You have to give it one more time.
Yeah, 909-3756. If you know somebody from Baton Rouge who's stuck, please have them give us a call.
Please give us a
call.
call.
I want to brag on Terry and Cindy.
Please brag.
Look, here I am staring at the Grand Teton Mountains, staring at,
Do we feel bad for her?
and it's freezing cold. I'm wearing my little sweatshirt because it's so cold and all stuff. And they call me up super early, like on a Saturday morning, to tell me they're on their way up to Baton Rouge. They spent a day gutting somebody's house for them. Yeah, it was awesome.
Did.
Yeah.
You felt left out, huh?
Well, we
I
told
did.
her.
I did.
No, we say we
It was a
kept her in
catch-22
our
moment
spirit,
for you.
Yeah.
when she was spiritually there.
Right.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I thought
Even
that
though
was
she
so
couldn't
amazing.
smell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Cindy,
It
we
is
have 2
hard.
minutes. What was I know we talked about it a little bit, but what was your experience? I know that you all went and helped, as an elderly gentleman.
Yeah. We actually, Sean and I came back the second weekend. And so we finished gutting out his house. And he was very, very happy. Took out his tub, everything. And I think from Mr. Page's now is before he rebuilds is to make sure he rebuilds smarter.
Right.
So we sat there and just kind of had a heart-to-heart talk, and I shared my experience of when I rebuilt my home after Katrina.
Like what are you talking about?
So I told him, we didn't have flood insurance, so I told Mr. Page that Sean and I did conservative reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, what is
Is that like cosmetic reconstruction?
Yeah, so basically walls that didn't need to come back up, that says I can't afford it, just don't put it back up.
Right.
And
Right.
he goes, oh, I like that.
Right. You have an open style house.
Wait, that's why they have open floor plans.
Yeah,
now.
now the house is wide open. And I said, well, Mr. Page, you live by yourself. You don't need all these bedrooms. He's like, what if I want to bring a girlfriend home? I was like, what? You're 79 years old.
Hey.
He goes, Cindy. I said, okay, I'm not going to go there.
Right.
But just,
okay, you can have
but
a
just
wall.
having that conversation with him and just cheering him up. And he's just like, I really appreciate you and Sean coming back again. Because he didn't think he was going to see us again. But we show up the next weekend and help his son continue to gut out his home.
That's
and
beautiful.
it's done. So I'm glad it's done. And I definitely want to shout out to Kendall Washington with Spot Pest. He actually sprayed Mr. Page house for free for me.
Oh, wow.
So thank you,
Shout
Kendall,
out.
for
Spot
very
Pest
much.
Control.
So Kendall is actually debombing, or I guess spraying for mold in Baton Rouge. And when I reached out to him, it was not even say, Cindy, it's done.
Wow.
I know. So he went up there. So his company went up there, I think the Monday following that weekend. and spray mold for Mr. Page for us.
Talk about pay it forward.
That's
That's what we need more, y'all. That is what
so
the good life
nice.
is all
It's
about.
just like one-on-one. It's just like all those people helping this one woman in Atlanta. You know, you just have to help one person.
Yeah.
You don't have to
You
help
don't have
everybody.
To help
What a good life we'd live if we all helped someone.
Yeah.
Open your mind to living
All right.
differently in the world. We are going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we have lots of fun things to talk about with you. The Downtown Development District has their Downtown NOLA Awards, and we have two of their honorees. We have the Ace Hotel, and we have Brenda Canada from the New Orleans Business Alliance. I know, I see her on the other side of the glass. We're really excited. We have all kinds of new things happening downtown, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back. Small businesses play an important role in society, and L&R Security is no different. L&R Security delivers safety and comfort to our neighborhoods, events, apartment communities, conventions, work sites, festivals, and your business. L&R Security can be reached at 504-943-3191 to ensure the safety of your employees, customers, family, friends, and you. L&R Security has made its mark in the security arena for over 37 years and will faithfully continue that tradition. Call today for your personalized consultation to ensure your security needs are met. L&R Security differentiates itself by creating partnerships with our clients and guards. We are now hiring armed and unarmed guard professionals, retired military, sheriffs, and PD to grow with us and impact our community. Be a part of the change with L&R Security. Call us now at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNOLA.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Gumbo Talk Thursday on the Good Life Radio Show is brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Over 40 years ago, the DDD was created to foster economic development in the heart of the Crescent City. Today, that vision is a real success, and Downtown NOLA is thriving. Tune in Thursdays to the Good Life Radio Show at 11 a.m. to connect with the retailers, businesses, and the downtown experience, to be a part of what's happening in your city you call home. Visit Downtown NOLA today. It's the Good Life. Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
Hi, I'm Henry Jolly, your relationship expert and nationally certified counselor. Everyone at some point in their life goes through struggles. I'm a firm believer that people have the ability to will themselves into good situations, but sometimes they may need some assistance. Being a loving husband, father, and successful businessman while having a passion for the counseling profession has allowed me to gain experience with a variety of these struggles. Let's work together to achieve your individual, family, or marital potential. Come and see me at the New Orleans Growth Center, located at 3712 MacArthur Boulevard on the West Bank in Suite 209. You can reach me at 504-259-8671 or by email, which is henry.jolly@yahoo.com. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on Gumbo Talk Thursday. I have two of my favorite ladies in the studio. I have Rachel to my right, and I have Cindy to my left. And you all know, if you've been following us, and hopefully you have, that we have a brand new partnership with the Downtown Development District. And on September the 16th, y'all, that is next Friday, they are holding the Downtown NOLA Awards. It is the second year, and they are really excited, and they have been congratulating their honorees right here on WBOK 1230 AM with me and the ladies of the Good Life Radio Show. So I'm very excited. We have had, who have we had here already? We have had Chris Reed with Look Far. I really enjoyed that. We had the Orpheum Theater. They took us down a stroll down memory lane. And we also had the Outlet Collection at Riverwalk. Oh, my gosh. We thoroughly enjoyed that. I know. And we have our two. We didn't save them for last, but we're really excited. We have two left. We have the Ace Hotel. We are going to be interviewing Matt Schwartz. And then we will be having Brenda Canada from the New Orleans Business Alliance, and she will be right after the break. So make sure you stay tuned. We have lots of great information about everything that's going on downtown because it's the good life. And if you want to be a part of the action that is happening on Friday, September 16th at the JW Marriott, make sure, yes, that's next Friday. Next Friday, y'all. We've been talking about it. It's here. I know when we first started this in August, it seemed so far away, but y'all, it's next Friday. So you can purchase your tickets on DowntownNOLA.com. That is DowntownNOLA.com because that is the good life. So we're going to welcome Matt Schwartz. Good morning. How are you, Matt? Hi, Matt.
Good morning. Great. Thanks for having me.
We are very excited to have you. You've been doing wonderful and amazing things downtown. And I was reading a little bit about the Ace Hotel here. It's a groundbreaking hospitality concept in the heart of downtown. It has a stunning 1920s Art Deco style, and it was once the home of Barnett's Furniture. Tell me,
that's right.
How did you find the space, and what did you create?
Well, the building actually is just 2 blocks from our offices downtown, so it's a building that we walk past almost every day. Always admired it, thought it was a beautiful historic building, and would love the opportunity to do something with it someday. And so when that opportunity finally came, I jumped on it, and we were able to create this great project for downtown.
So you say you work 2 blocks down. Where do you work? What's the business? What's going on?
Well, my company is the Domain Companies, and we're a real estate developer and operator. based in downtown. Of a variety of projects going on throughout New Orleans. The Ace Hotel is our first hospitality project, but we think something that is very exciting, unique, certainly stands out from other projects downtown and around the city, and we're excited to bring it here.
Well, tell us exactly how it stands out, because it's a boutique hotel, which is a little bit different than your normal type of, hotel that we think of. So what makes the Ace Hotel stand out? Because I'm looking at it, and there are so many things, but, of course, I want you to deliver it for us.
Sure. Well, I just think it's the diversity of what we're offering. So it is a hotel, 234 rooms, but we also have 3 great restaurants, a rooftop bar, and restaurant.
And we like to drink over here. So look, I drink water. I'm on a water kick. They like to drink everything.
You have happy hours there, Matt?
Look, Matt.
Something for everybody. And we also have 3 Keys, which is our music venue.
Oh, wait, you have a music venue?
Yep. And with starting with the hotel, but with the restaurants and the music venue as well, and then with our shops. And we have 3 retail stores and a coffee shop called Stumptown. With each of those outlets, just really looking to bring something new to the city. Whether it's kind of different flavors in the restaurants or different music in the venue. Looking to kind of celebrate everything that is New Orleans, but also bring something a little different to the city.
So you mean I can sleep at the Ace Hotel, I can wake up, I can get coffee in the coffee shop, I can shop in all of your retail stores, I can eat lunch, I can go take a nap, I can get up, go eat somewhere else, and then go to your music venue?
You never have to leave.
Never have to leave.
And then go to the rooftop for drinks.
And then I can go to the rooftop for drinks.
Then you can rent a room so you can sleep it off. And then you're going to need the room.
And then I go back to the room and sleep it off and do it all over again the next day. So tell us exactly where the Ace Hotel is located downtown, because everything downtown right now is walking distance, and we really want to be, tourists in our own home. So let us know exactly where it is so we can come visit.
So it's 600 Carondelet, which is on the corner of Carondelet and Lafayette. Great New Orleans setting right there on Lafayette Street. We have that's our Josephine Estelle restaurant on the corner, which has outdoor dining along Lafayette and outside in front of the hotel on Carondelet. Streetcar rolling by, historic buildings all around us. So just a really cool setting and a really cool neighborhood.
Now, we like to eat in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to tell us about each one of the restaurants and what type of food, because you said they're all a little bit different. So can you give us a breakdown of exactly what options they offer?
Sure. So the largest restaurant is Josephine Estelle, which is Southern-inspired Italian. It's our chefs, Andy Tyser and Michael Hudman, are out of Memphis and work with local ingredients in the area to do their take on Italian food. They also have our restaurant on the roof, which is called Alto, which is similar to Josephine Estelle, but a lighter menu meant for enjoying upstairs and outside, with a different cocktail menu up there as well. And then we just opened the 3rd restaurant, which is called Seaworthy, and that is in a 1830s restored carriage house, which was adjacent to the new building that we built. And that is an oyster bar and cocktail lounge that stays open late, has a great courtyard out back, and some cool private dining spaces for events. So really an interesting mix of restaurants and spaces for all different types of events.
Sounds like ladies' night.
Well, did you say oyster bar?
I know.
Yep.
Well, that rang true to my ears. Go ahead, Rachel.
Well, you sound like such an interesting guy, Matt. Of course, we're curious to know what is on going forward. What are some of the other projects you're going to start to work on now that you're completing this one?
Well, we've got just 2 blocks away from Ace. We have a project called the South Market District, which is several blocks of new apartments and retail. We just started the latest building, which is our 4th building in that development, which is called the Standard. which started just 2 weeks ago. And that's going to take us about a year and a half to build. It's going to be 89 for-sale condominiums and about 25,000 square feet of retail on the ground floor. So there we'll continue to add more great places to eat and shops and services. Just continue to make downtown a great place to live.
That's great. And I was reading on your website about your financing. It sounds like you're doing a very creative job about doing public-private partnerships, huh?
Yeah, we've had a great partnership over the years with the city and the state, and had the opportunity to work with a number of different federal programs as well, and work with some great lending partners in New Orleans and from out of the market. Certainly, as momentum continues to build downtown, we're seeing a lot of increased interest in New Orleans and everything that's happening here. So we've been fortunate to work with a lot of great partners on that front.
That's awesome.
We need to go there.
Yeah.
You definitely do.
Yeah, I know.
We need for Matt to meet us there.
We do.
Yeah,
Give us.
Maybe we'll get a tour.
Right.
I just want to check out the rooftop. I'm serious, y'all.
Are there, look, Cindy and Terry's not here today, but they love their specialty drinks. Are there any special drinks? New Orleanians, we love our drinks. Are there any specialty drinks that they have offering at the Ace Hotel in any of their, kind of their duck-offs or the roof that we should know about?
They do. We have a different specialty drink menu in each restaurant.
Oh my God,
really?
Then we're gonna have to try all of them.
We can bar hop in one building.
through the whole building and try all different kinds of things. We've got some great frozen cocktails on the rooftop, which are perfect now. So I definitely go check those out.
So Matt, we're martini girls. Let's just get to the point here.
I'm sure we can cover that.
Okay.
Well, look, Matt, now that the alcoholics are done questioning you about the church, I have a question for you.
I was about to ask about multi-use properties, but
Well,
fine, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Lump
so
me
sure
in.
you were. Yeah, there
I
you go.
was.
I was going to ask you how you got the idea for the company and how you got started with it.
Real estate's something I've always been interested in. We actually originally from New York and came to New Orleans to attend Tulane. Fell in love with the city while I was in school, and always looked for an opportunity to come back. We first got very involved in the city after Katrina, working with a lot of the recovery programs, building affordable and mixed income housing. And our projects have really evolved over the past 10 years as the city has continued to evolve. So it's been just a great to participate in everything that's been happening in New Orleans and all the positive changes that are going on in downtown and throughout the city. And we will continue to do so and plan to be here for a long time.
Well, we are so excited to have you here. I know I am excited to have you here and to see all of the development that's going on downtown, with everything that's going up. And you set the standard. Look, we might set the standard, and I might, you said a year and a half, 2 years, I might be living in the standard. You never know. So when you come back and you open, when you open all of these, please, make sure you contact us, because we want to make sure that we get the information out to all of our listeners and let them know, what's going on downtown and what's going on at the domain companies as well.
We definitely do. We definitely will. I really appreciate you having me on.
Rachel?
No, I just think it's awesome.
Because I know Rachel is in real estate as well, so I just...
Yeah, my husband and I do a good bit of development, and so I love seeing what you're doing. It's just great. Just beautiful.
And what I love is that they're able to keep, the heart and soul of New Orleans as well. I mean, the Ace Hotel, they were able to keep, the history of the building and keep, like he said, one of the restaurants is in would you say a cottage?
Yeah, in a restored 1830s building.
How amazing is that?
And that's a good point. I mean, with everything we do, of course, it is a hotel, and we're welcoming visitors from all over the place. But first and foremost, we wanted to make it something that was equally for locals and for the community, and that everybody would get to enjoy. So, we really plan, starting with the restoration of the buildings to the shops that we put in there and the restaurants that we chose. Places that we would want to go when we would want to hang out day in and day out. And I think planning it that way you wind up with, the result that you see. It's something that the neighborhood and the community really embraces, which we've really enjoyed seeing how it has.
And so I know that you have parties and anniversaries and weddings, and you have event space, correct? Fundraisers. We have a lot of political campaigns going on, and they want to be at the new happening spot. So how can they contact the Ace Hotel? Is there a website? What can they do to get your information?
The best way to go about it would be to go to the website, acehotel.com. And we've got a lot of information on there about the types of events that we can do and who to contact to help walk you through putting something together.
Well, thank you so much. And that is the acehotel.com, correct?
That's right.
acehotel.com. You have an event coming up. You have a party. You want to be downtown where everything is happening at the new hippest spot. And, y'all, they have an oyster bar. What better? What better? They have a rooftop. Open your mind to living differently in the world. We want to thank you, Matt Schwartz, so much with the Ace Hotel, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we are going to have, if y'all know what this lady has done for New Orleans, y'all might do cartwheels. I was reading her. I was like, yes! Her name is Brenda Canada, and you're going to find out exactly what she did when we get back. Gumbo Talk Thursday on the Good Life Radio Show is brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Over 40 years ago, the DDD was created to foster economic development in the heart of the Crescent City. Today, that vision is a real success, and Downtown NOLA is thriving. Tune in Thursdays to the Good Life Radio Show at 11 a.m. to connect with the retailers, businesses, and the downtown experience, to be a part of what's happening in your city you call home. Visit Downtown NOLA today. It's the Good Life. Small businesses play an important role in society, and L&R Security is no different. L&R Security delivers safety and comfort to our neighborhoods, events, apartment communities, conventions, work sites, festivals, and your business. L&R Security can be reached at 504-943-3191 to ensure the safety of your employees, customers, family, friends, and you. L&R Security has made its mark in the security arena for over 37 years and will faithfully continue that tradition. Call today for your personalized consultation to ensure your security needs are met. L&R Security differentiates itself by creating partnerships with our clients and guards. We are now hiring armed and unarmed guard professionals, retired military, sheriffs, and PD to grow with us and impact our community. Be a part of the change with L&R Security. Call us now at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191.
Hi, I'm Henry Jolly, your relationship expert and nationally certified counselor. Everyone at some point in their life goes through struggles. I'm a firm believer that people have the ability to will themselves into good situations, but sometimes they may need some assistance. Being a loving husband, father, and successful businessman while having a passion for the counseling profession has allowed me to gain experience with a variety of these struggles. Let's work together to achieve your individual, family, or marital potential. Come and see me at the New Orleans Growth Center, located at 3712 MacArthur Boulevard on the West Bank in Suite 209. You can reach me at 504-259-8671 or by email, which is henry.jolly@yahoo.com. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots. from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127. 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127. 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNOLA.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. And if you don't know, now you know, we have a brand new partner with the Downtown Development District. And we are congratulating their honorees for their Downtown NOLA Awards. We have been doing it every Thursday. And I don't want to say that I saved the best for last. But when you find out what she's done and what she's doing, I promise she will be one of your favorites. But if you would like to congratulate these honorees, it will be next Friday, September the 16th at the JW Marriott located in downtown New Orleans, of course, at 614 Canal Street. The luncheon will be held from noon to 1:30, so it's the middle of the day. It's right at lunchtime. It'll be your perfect break. There will be networking at first. Make sure you bring your cards because that's the good life. And you can purchase your tickets on DowntownNOLA.com. That is DowntownNOLA.com. There are so many things going on downtown. There's so many people who are helping it grow, and I am blessed to have Brenda Canada in the studio with us today. Thank you so much for being here. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I'm going to read a little paragraph about you really quickly, and so people can understand what makes you so special. Brenda is completing her 5th year with the New Orleans Business Alliance and currently serves as Vice President of, guess what, y'all? Retail Attraction Development and Strategy. In this role, Brenda communicates with retail prospects and connects them to the city's divergent neighborhoods. Working closely with the DDD, she's facilitated the entrance of new urban stores and emerging retail concept in the downtown area. She was also an instrumental part of the development of the outlet collection at Riverwalk, the first urban outlet mall in the entire United States of America. Thank you for our shopping experience.
You're so welcome. It's so exciting.
We are so excited. And you know how you always see the stores and you see them come up. They're going to come up in fall of this and summer of this, but you never know how they get here in the process. And you are one of the women behind the master plan to make our retail and shopping experience in New Orleans what it is, because I'm going to be very honest. It was kind of sad for a little while. And look, she's nodding her head.
It was
a little sad for a little while.
When I moved here 5 years ago, we had such a lack of retail here. And if you're going to have a great city, you have to have great retail. You need to be able to keep your people in the parish spending their money in our parish.
In our parish.
We need those tax dollars.
Yes. For 5 years, you've been doing this for 5 years behind the scenes. Well, I just want to give you your flowers while you're here, and thank you so much for everything that you do. So in these 5 years, which stores have, no, I probably shouldn't say it because I don't want you to pick up, but which stores have like kind of stuck out the most for you? Or shopping experiences?
Well, I think we've had a lot of new stores that came on that helped to make us more of a world-class city. H&M has come here. Tiffany has come here. Things that have really...
Thank you for H&M.
You're welcome.
I really want to thank you.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite shopping
Yes.
destinations.
Yes.
You know, all the stores at Riverwalk, so many of those were new not only to New Orleans, but to the whole state. And so being able to bring them here and give our local residents as well as our tourists a first-class shopping experience is really important.
It's very important because, like, we'll go to Vegas. You're like, you're going to spend, and you'll shop. You go here, and then you shop. But we really couldn't say that about New Orleans. We would go downtown. They go to Bourbon. They drink. They go to sleep. They'd wake up. They go to Bourbon. They'd eat, and they'd listen to some music, and then they go back. But now you have, like, a full-day experience because if you look up and down Canal Street, just like you said, the outlet with all of those stores there, I mean, we have, like, True Religion now.
Right.
I never thought we'd have anything like that.
And they opened with such a great new concept. This was their first store with that look in the U.S. And
really?
Yes, their first flagship store in the U.S. So we're excited about that. We think that there are a lot of great things, great opportunities still to come. South Market District is providing exciting retail, and, of course, the Riverwalk.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's starting to bring people, you hear people saying how they're going downtown.
Right.
And I remember, 30 and 40 years ago when I first moved to New Orleans, I used to go downtown to shop on Canal.
Really?
And it really has been not a destination point for like a generation or two of people. So to re-educate people to come on downtown to enjoy what we have is really a big deal.
And that's so true because it's my generation. I'm 37. When I was very young, we would go to Canal Street, like, what was that, Kirschman's? Not Kirschman's, that's furniture. That's you. Why am I thinking of that? Where do you go by, like, the debutante ball? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody's going to call in and give me the answer. Look, Lee's about to type it to me.
Krause's?
Krause's!
Yeah.
Thank you. You used to go to Krause's. Thank you. My mom used to say that's where you went to get, like, your undergarments and, like, to keep you.
I still remember the elevator, that old elevator.
To keep you together.
That went up and down there.
But, that was my experience. And my mom used to go and, they had, the fur company and they had the, like, jewelry stores that I remember, sitting outside. Yeah, Maison, right. And they had shopping experiences downtown. But as I grew up, you really didn't have any of that. And my son, who's 12, has zero of these experiences. But now we do. We actually go downtown to shop, which is something I had never done before. And, it's truly an experience that is unique to New Orleans. And I want to thank you for helping bring that back.
You're welcome.
That's a huge
memory. One of the things that we say is that we want to restore New Orleans to being the great shopping destination in the South.
Wow.
We want because we want it to be not just a local draw. We want it to be a multi-regional draw. When you look at the area between Houston and Atlanta, there's nowhere else that equals New Orleans. People want to come here for the weekends, but they also want to do their shopping.
And there's so many, sporting events that we can pull those dollars in, that if they purchase in our parish, those tax dollars, we'll be able to pay people. We'll be able to fix our streets and our roads and things like that.
Exactly.
So what do you see on the forefront? And, I mean, everyone's done such an extraordinary job, but going forward, you must have a bucket list of what you would like to see.
Can you tell us?
I can't tell you.
I don't mean specific
but you
stores.
Can come tell us first when it happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll give you a call.
We won't tell anyone. Just tell us no.
Right. There's a lot of opportunities available, and
like
we have other things that are going to be announced on Canal Street. And when I first came here 5 years ago, you would call the national retailers, and a lot of them would say, we have no interest in being in New Orleans. And now they're starting to understand what a great opportunity it is, how many opportunities there are in the city. And we're working with a number of those people who wouldn't return our calls, and now they're calling us and saying, help us find a location. And so we work closely with the DDD to make sure that they get the right location for the right tenant, because that's so important.
And do you work throughout the city or just in the downtown area?
We work throughout the city. We have a focus on New Orleans East. They've been totally under-retailed, and we're working really hard to make sure that they get the kind of retail they want and need in their neighborhoods. We've worked in Algiers. We worked with Magnolia Marketplace. So there's a lot of projects that are available here, but we really know that downtown is always going to be our focus because that's where everybody comes first. Usually.
Right. I mean, the Superdome is there.
We have 10 million tourists in a really small area.
Is there.
Yeah. When most cities look at their tourist traffic, it's spread out over miles and miles and miles, and ours is really concentrated in the downtown area. So that's a great sell to national retailers when they start looking at an area.
And are there any things, I don't mean specific retailers, but are there any kinds of retailers or areas of the city besides the east, obviously, you know what I mean, that you have a wish list for, specific kinds of things you'd like to see happen if you had a magic wand?
Absolutely. We don't have like electronics stores. We don't have a party store. And in a city like New Orleans where everything's about the party and the weekends, we don't have a party store. So we tell that story over and over again, which is what we've done with a lot of these retailers, is that we just tell the story over and over again until they understand what the opportunities are here and decide that they need to open. We have Dave & Buster's. We worked with them. They had been looking at one of the suburbs, and we started telling them the story about New Orleans and how people were now coming from other areas into New Orleans for their entertainment instead of people from New Orleans going out to the suburbs, which had usually been the case.
Right.
And so then they decided to open on Poitras.
So is it true that the bigger retailers and big box stores, it's based on how much parking, besides the rules that we have in the city itself for parking? I've always heard that it's complicated because they have their own requirements for how much parking they require to move downtown.
They do, and it's usually a big part of their decision-making process. And one of the things that we do is work with the retailers to let them know, to make them help them understand how much public parking there is and how many people in New Orleans are reliant on public transportation or walking or biking. And we've worked with a number of people who understand it better now and are looking at locations.
That must be a challenge, though.
And we break all the rules and try and getting people into downtown. We're not a rules city, so it's really exciting to be able to educate them on exactly how we do things here.
Well, I think you just answered my next question. I was going to ask you, what do you think was the turnaround to the larger stores looking at New Orleans? But is it because we are able to mold a little bit and to create things around their needs?
I think the timing was really right. Across the country, you have downtown urban areas that are being revitalized.
Right.
And after Katrina, there were a lot of opportunities here. For the first few years, none of the retailers were doing anything during the recession, and now their growth is picking back up again. And so a lot of it has to do with the matter of timing, and then DDD and NOLA BA and others telling the story over and over again. We work with the brokers and developers to make sure that we're all telling the same story and that we're all using the same numbers when we talk to these people.
Right.
And nothing succeeds like success in retail. Right. And the people who've come here and opened are doing really well. And retailers all talk to one another, and nobody wants to be left out. So I think that has a large...
So if somebody has property in New Orleans, and they wouldn't have any idea how to get a larger company involved, would they contact you?
Absolutely.
And to say, look, I have this kind of a property, and I could use some help trying to find a good tenant for it. Do you have anyone in mind?
Absolutely. We work really closely with the local brokerage and development community. And so if they contact us, then we know who to put them in touch with, whether it's the correct broker to market their property or whether it's an architect to help them draw out their plans for their project, or if it's a specific retailer that they would like to see, or if they're looking for a list of retailers, then we can help them identify who might be best for their location.
Wow, well, we're on the same lines because I was asking how can the community help, but that was one lane. The other would be how important is it for our community to support the retailers once they're here? Because I know, and we think we know, but we want to hear it from You.
It's very important, because if they're successful, then they're going to talk to the other site selectors from the other retail companies. And like I said, nobody wants to be the one who's left out. They all want to get in and get their concepts here. And it gives us an opportunity just to continue to grow the market.
So if we support the new businesses that have come, we will then create a magnetism so more businesses will come,
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly.
So do y'all hear what we're talking about? If we support the businesses we have and they grow, then we will support the things that we've been asking for. We've been asking for all these shopping experiences, and especially for the East, which is very important to a lot of our listeners. If we support those businesses that are already there,
Exactly.
then you will create the good life for our own communities.
Exactly.
Well, success breeds success. You know,
There we
people
go.
want to go where the action is, and if you have enough action, then more people want to be at the party, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's educating the site selectors, a lot of it, and we spend a lot of time doing that and just showing them the opportunities.
And so I have a question from one of our listeners about local retailers as well. Is this a growth opportunity for them?
Absolutely. We work very closely with Stay Local and a number of other organizations. We have a new person in our office who will be handling small businesses, and we know that the small retailers are the backbone of retail in New Orleans. And since I've been here, we've been working closely with a lot of we've helped a lot of those retailers find locations. We've helped them get through the lease process. We've helped them get through the permitting process. So we're here to help everybody who needs our assistance. We're facilitators in getting retail open in the city.
Do y'all hear that?
It's fantastic.
This is fantastic information.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Brenda Canada from the New Orleans Business Alliance. She is the Vice President of Retail Attraction Development and Strategy. If you are a local retailer, if you know a big box site selector that she doesn't know yet, if you have a big, large parcel of land and maybe there's some partnerships we can create, please make sure you reach out to the New Orleans Business Alliance. Her name is Brenda Canada, and she is delivering the good life for New Orleans. So we want to make sure that we support them as well. Open your mind to living differently in the world. I want to thank you, Rachel. She is back, and I'm really excited. And once again, Brenda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It was
my pleasure.
A wonderful conversation.
Yep.
This is The Good Life, and we want to thank the DDD for all that they do as well, and make sure that you support them at the Downtown NOLA Awards. That is next Friday. You can get your tickets at downtownnola.com, downtownnola.com. We're out.